collector of things, especially knitting, and I'm really excited to show you guys all of the things that I knitted and crocheted this year. So I've got my pile next to me. Some of the things have been given away, so I can't show you those, but I will put pictures in. I just don't have it like here with me. And some things I made I did not include. I made a few baby sweaters. I didn't take any pictures of those. I want to go ahead and preface, I am a little under the weather, so I don't look great and I don't sound great. So I'm going to apologize for those things. I feel like my voice sounds crazy, but probably mostly to me just because I'm stuffy. And then my face looks nuts. I didn't want to put on makeup because I'm going to be putting on all of these sweaters. I'm going to be trying them on as I go, and I don't want to get the makeup on my sweaters. So it is what it is. If you know me, you know the acne journey I've been on, and my skin looks better than it ever has. So I feel like now when I get like 2 pimples, I freak out, when in the past I would have had my whole face covered. So anyway, back to the knitting. I'm really excited to show you guys this stuff because this is my 2nd year of knitting, so I feel like I've really just like leveled up this year. I feel really good about the stuff I made for the most part. I love almost everything I made. I took some notes to talk to you about them, but if you want like more in depth on any of these pieces, just go to one of my other podcast videos where I talk about it more. Because I have so much stuff, I'm gonna go pretty quickly. So check out my podcast videos in the past, check out my Instagram. I also have TikTok. On TikTok, I kind of talk about perfume too. It's behind me. My TikTok is Fragrance Rachel. My Instagram is Rachel Makes Things also. But anyway, moving on to these things. I am really excited. These are like some of my favorite videos to watch, so I'm really excited to get to make my 2nd one. My video last year, I had so much fun making it because I saw like a huge progression in my skill. So I started off like the year with barely knowing how to knit, and then I finished the year with a colorwork sweater. So I felt really good about it. This year, I don't feel like you can see the progression as much, but I feel like I just have so much more knowledge. I have a better knowledge of like gauge and fiber content, and I have all these skills that I didn't have before. I'll talk about some of those that I've learned through these sweaters, but just in general, I feel like I've grown a lot, but it doesn't look as exciting to see because last year, if you saw my video, I started with like the jankiest hat you've ever seen, and I ended with some really nice stuff. But anyway, I'm excited to show you what I got. I'm gonna go chronologically for the most part, but I am not very good about keeping up with like Ravelry and putting in dates where I started things. So I mostly just kind of went throughout the year in the order that I think I finished things in. I'm not sure though. And some of these started the year before. Some of them took a little while to finish. But let's begin with January. The first thing I finished in January of last year was my CARDI Jumper. This is so stinking cute. So here is the CARDI Jumper on. I usually don't wear a t-shirt under it. I wear it as like a v-neck. Since I'm trying on for the video, I left the t-shirt on. I will put clips in of each of these items on the way I usually wear it, so I'll put a clip of me wearing this without the t-shirt. But this is the CARDI Jumper by Inez Oliveira. I think her name is VertKnit on Instagram. And I made it in Knitting for Olive Merino in the color Dusty Olive. The pattern calls for Knitting for Olive Merino and mohair, but I don't love mohair. I'm a very sensitive skin girl, so I just tried holding it single because I saw someone on Ravelry do it and they said it was fine. So I tried that. I probably could have done 2 strands of it and it would have made my life easier, but I love how this turned out. Like if you could feel it, it's incredibly thin, but so soft and smooth. It feels nice. Like this feels really fancy to me. And I love that it is reversible, so you can wear it this way like as a regular cardigan buttoned up, or you can turn it around and wear like a boat neck sweater with the buttons in the back, which I think is really cute. I can't say I've done it that often. I don't feel like that's like the vibe for like school or something. So, by the way, I'm a teacher, so when I say school, I mean like work. But I think if I was going out, I could wear it like turned around. I think that'd be really cute. This sweater just feels like really classy and sophisticated to me. I think especially without the white t-shirt, it just looks very like elevated, which is like different. I usually go for like a nice cozy sweater. Cozy is like my vibe. So this is a little different for me, but I really like it. I found this pattern before I knew how to knit. This was one of the first things I found. But one thing I kind of messed up on this sweater is the buttons. So when I sewed these buttons on, I think I sewed them too tight. And so it makes them do this like squishy outy thing. So it kind of ripples. I don't hate the way it looks, I don't love it either though. And with how much I love this sweater, I really want to love the buttons also. So at some point, I'm probably going to take them off and redo it with a little bit more space. I didn't know what the problem was, and someone awesome in one of my comments, or in one of my podcast videos in the comments, told me that it's probably that there was not enough space. So it was like, you know, like when you make a peanut butter and jelly and it squishes out the jelly if it's too tight. She said that's what's happening with my buttons. And I was like, genius. If that was you, thank you so much. I haven't fixed it yet, but I will at some point. But overall, this is such a good sweater. I love it. Would highly recommend this pattern. It was super cute. I think it'd look really nice with the mohair, and I'm coming around to the idea of mohair, but with this, I just wanted to do something that I knew would be comfortable, and this is awesome. Love this sweater. Next, I have my Slightly Sassy V by Amy Sher, and I made this in Mad Tosh Twist Light in the color Rose. That's a sock yarn that I got at my old local yarn store before it closed like 2 years ago. They had 3 skeins and it was super cheap, so I got them. And then I was like, what do I do with this? So I ended up making this sweater, and I actually found this pattern because of that yarn. I was like looking up things that had like the same gauge and I could make with the amount that I had, and I found this, and I really like this pattern. It's kind of like the Cumulus blouse, but a little different. It's got like ribbing on the cuff and on the hem, and I like that the V is like a little bit shallower. So I mean, at least for me, my Cumulus blouse that I made, the V goes a little bit lower, and this one, it is shallow enough to where I don't need this t-shirt underneath. Like I said, I'm just trying everything on with the t-shirt because that's how I'm dressed right now, but I'll include a clip of me not wearing a t-shirt. At first, I thought I was gonna need to make this cropped and with short sleeves, but I ended up having enough to make it full length sleeves, and I still have almost a whole skein left. It was shocking to me, but I really like it. This did not feel like it took as long as my CARDI Jumper. I don't know if, I don't think I mentioned that this took me a long time. I started it in like August or September, and it took me until January, just because I got like kind of mad at it because it was so slow. This was much quicker, I think, just because it was in the round. It has a compound raglan, which I think gives it a better fit than like a traditional raglan, but it was a little confusing for me because I was like, there's a chart and I don't need it. I can do it without the chart, but I ended up messing up. So I started using the chart, and that made it a lot easier. Thank you, Amy, for including the chart. The parts I messed up, I don't really feel like you can tell, and I don't think it like affects the overall finished object. What I don't like about it is the stripiness of the yarn. So I have this like variegated yarn, and it ended up looking a little bit stripy. I think, here, I'll get close. I don't know if you can tell, but to me, I can see the stripes, and it makes me not like it as much as if it was just like an overall pink. I think I would like this sweater better if I had just picked a different yarn, but that's okay. It's still cute. I still like to wear it. If I'm wearing it to school, then I will wear something under it, like a t-shirt or a cami or something. But if I'm wearing it out and about, I don't usually wear anything under it, and I don't think it's that sheer. Like, it's really fine. It just kind of goes low enough to where I need something underneath. But overall, I really like the sweater. I think it's really cute. Only thing I would change is the yarn, but I like it. This is my step-by-step cardigan by Florence Miller. I made this step-by-step sweater my first year of knitting in a blue color. It was like this color. It's so cute. Would highly recommend. And I also would really recommend this pattern. I think it is super nice. The step-by-step sweater pattern is free and has a tutorial. This one I think is pay what you can and also has a tutorial. So if you need it to be free, it's free. If you can pay for it, you can pay for it. But I really like this pattern. I would definitely do it again. The yarn I used is Mary Maxim Irish Tweed, which is like a 98% acrylic and like 2% viscose. Like the acrylic is all the yarn and the viscose is just the little like flecks. Those are viscose. I had this in my stash from my grandma, or from my grandma's stash. My grandma's also a knitter, and she gave me like a whole bag of it. So I was like, what can I use this for? And I thought about like, oh, a cozy little like lounging around cardigan. Like this is very like, you know, in a movie when like the mom has like a cup of coffee and she like wraps her cardigan around herself like that. This is that sweater. It's really nice and squishy and just very cozy. It's stretchy, but it's acrylic, so I didn't block it. So it like looks like this at the bottom. I haven't worn it out and about, but I really would if I just steam it. I need to steam it, but I'm being lazy. Someone in the comments needs to tell me to steam it so then I'll feel bad and then I'll steam it. I think it would look a lot better if I just did that because it like cinches in at the waist too much, and it just, I think if I could just let it relax a little bit, it would fit a lot better around my waist and just be like a little bit of a more comfortable length. Right now it's a little too cropped for me to wear out and about, but great for around the house. Love lounging in this cardigan. Yeah, not much to say about this. It is a really nice like lounging around cardigan. If you want more details, go to one of my podcast episodes where I talk about it. But overall, comfy, cozy little cardigan. This is my adult Playdate Tee by Rylie. She has like mostly kids patterns, I think. So like she has like a kids like Playdate Tee. I feel like adult Playdate sounds funny, but this is my adult Playdate Tee, so it's like an adult size. Just a really basic raglan t-shirt pattern, but I really like the eyelet details on it. I think it's really cute. It's a nice fit, very comfortable. I made this in Bamboo-tiful in the color Cerulean Sea. It's like a bamboo cotton blend yarn. I tried to make this pattern during my first year of knitting in this yellow yarn right here, but it was way too itchy to wear like next to skin. And like I said, I would wear this next to skin. I just have the t-shirt on for trying on purposes. And I could not stand it. It made me miserable. So I got to like here before I ended up quitting and unraveling. And then since I already had the pattern, I was like, well, let me not waste it. I'll use it. And so I used it with this cotton bamboo yarn. It's so soft and smooth and silky. It feels so good, not itchy at all. If you're super sensitive, like can't handle anything I've talked about until this point, this is the softest one I felt. I think Lion brand makes a similar one and I would recommend that. Only like negative about it is a little heavy, but it hasn't like stretched out a ton. I really thought it would get like huge, but it has only stretched a little. It is really comfortable. It's just like a little too thick to wear. Like when I was in South Carolina, I couldn't wear it outside too much. Like it was a good like springtime t-shirt, but it got hot in like February. So that cut spring short a little bit. But I think here in Ohio, I'm gonna get to wear this a ton. So I'm excited about that. I think the color is really cute. Oh, one thing I did change, the sleeves in the pattern, it tells you to decrease, but it was already feeling a little bit small on me. So either I picked the wrong size or I was under gauge. I don't remember. And it wasn't a big deal because it's a raglan t-shirt, so you can just change it. But I did not decrease the sleeves because it was feeling tight on my arms. I know I have like slightly bigger arms for my size anyway, so I just left it. And I think it turned out really cute. Then I made a pair of vanilla socks. I only made vanilla socks last year. I didn't make anything interesting, but I kind of like that. Like these are the perfect like relaxing projects. You don't have to think about them too much. You can use like a really pretty yarn and like show off the colors. Like I just really like a vanilla sock. And the pattern I have used for all of my vanilla socks is the Favorite Socks pattern by Kristen Lehrer. I really like that pattern because it also has a free video tutorial. So you can watch Kristen like show you how to make socks, which was very helpful the first time I made them. And since then I haven't used the video, but it's nice to know it's there if I ever forget a step. But I made these out of a yarn by Wonderland Yarns in like their Marianne sock base, but I don't know the color because I threw away the label and I got it a long time ago. I made it into a ball and threw away the label. So I know what kind of yarn it was though because that's my mother-in-law's name, Marianne, so I can remember that part. Love this color. I think it is really pretty and I like the little bits of like orangey brown. I think that's really cute. I've worn it a lot. So it definitely looks worn on the bottom. It's getting like really fuzzy, but I think it's like super comfortable. I love these socks. I wear them a lot. This is probably one of my most worn pairs. It's like the neutrally blue color. I think is easy to wear with other stuff. But yeah, these are just basic little socks. This is a Tolsta Tee by Rebecca Clow, and I made it in Sandnes Garn Lena, and the color was Slate. It doesn't look great over my t-shirt. Maybe I should have committed to just like trying them on the right way, but whatever, I'll include a clip. I made this to make like a transitional piece. I wanted something for like in between like the winter / spring in South Carolina and summer. And I got a lot of wear out of this. This was a really good piece for me to make. This is the third Tolsta I've made and definitely my favorite. I made one stripy one that I don't wear a lot because I just don't love the colors I picked. And then I made one with that bamboo yarn I talked about, but in like a cream color, and it was huge. I made the neckline like a boat neck, and it was like, and it exploded. It was terrible. I don't wear that. But this one I did wear a lot. I feel like it was really easy to wear with things. It was easy to wear to school. I just need to wear like a black bra underneath because my like cream colored one will show right through. So I wear a black one underneath. The only like things I did that were like not like standard, I did do like a size 2 neckline and then a size 3 body because I learned from my cream color bamboo one that the neckline was pretty big for me. So I made a size 2 neck, size 3 body. The sleeves, I did like 3/4 length sleeves. I just kind of went to where I wanted to stop, and then I bound off like a normal bind off. I didn't do any ribbing, and I really like that. I kind of wish I had done that at the top and the bottom, like no ribbing, but it's fine. It still looks good. And like I said, this is a really good like transitional piece, and I got a lot of wear like in between seasons, and I think I'm gonna get even more wear now that I'm in Ohio. I think I can just wear my knits a lot more in general now that I'm in Ohio, which was one of the selling points when Robbie was like, should we move there? You can wear your sweaters. He's right. I am getting to wear my sweaters more. I also really like this color on me. This isn't a color I'd worn a lot in the past, but it like, when I bought it, I was like, maybe I should try some dark gray. And now I really like this dark gray color. And I would definitely make like a winter sweater in this color. I think that'd be really cute. Like, I keep seeing people make the Lakes pullover and I'm like getting influenced. So something like that, maybe that pattern, maybe something similar, but in this color, I think would be really cute. I have another pair of vanilla socks. This is the same pattern I just talked about. And the yarn is Willow on the Water. And the color is Those Final Feet, I think. I really love this pink color. I think it is so cute. This is one of my favorite colors. And I also wear this pair a lot. Ones I made this year, I wear a lot more than the ones I made the year prior. I think they just fit better, and I like the colors a bit more. I don't have much to say about this except I really love the color. I made these a little bit bigger than the blue socks. Like I think these are slightly bigger than these blue ones. Not like a noticeable difference, like crazy. It's just like slightly more comfortable. So it might just be that it's more stretched out. These also have been blocked more recently, so they look nice. Oh, I forgot to say, I made this pair while we were on a trip to Mexico. So that was really fun. I have that memory of these socks. So made them on the plane and while we were there. But yeah, these are my pink socks. This is actually a crochet project. So I made this crochet swim cover up, and I'm very proud of it because I kind of like really stepped up my crochet game. I actually learned how to crochet when I was in high school, and I did it a bit in college, mostly making like hats. I made so many hats. But this is my first like wearable garment that I made with crochet, and I thought it was really cool. This is the Siren Side-Slit dress, and I made this specifically for our trip to Mexico because I wanted to wear it there and feel like really cutesy on the beach and by the pool, and success. This was so cute. I made it out of Lion Brand 24/7 cotton, but the pattern calls for the DK version of that, and I accidentally got the worsted. So I was on a time crunch because I was making it for that trip, so I was just like, whatever, I don't have time to get the DK yarn, so I just used a smaller hook and hoped for the best, and it worked out pretty well. It fit really well. I'm gonna include a picture because I don't want to try this on for the video, but I'll include a picture of me wearing it, and it ended up being so cute. I love this like shell, I don't really know, I think it was shell stitch, I don't know, pattern, and it was really easy. Once I got the hang of it, I could just do it without really thinking about it. It was really fun. It went really fast because it's so open, which was nice. I did not include, there's supposed to be finishing, like, I think it was ribbing, some sort of finishing on the armholes and the neck hole, and I didn't do that, partly because I was running out of time, but also because I liked how open it felt. I feel like if I did the finishing, I would feel too constricted. I don't really love tight stuff. This is about as tight as I go, and I did not want to feel tight on my neck, especially when I'm hot. So I thought about adding it when I came back, but then after I wore it at the beach, I was like, ooh, I like how open it feels. So I just didn't do it. Overall, I really like this. I would definitely recommend it, but with the DK yarn. I do feel like because I used the worsted yarn, it's too heavy, and that's a me problem. But pattern was great. It was super cute, and I'm excited to wear that wear this more this summer. Then I made a couple baby items, and I don't have them with me because I gave them to the babies. But I made the Hungry Caterpillar cocoon and hat set. That was by Angie Hartley. I just used a bunch of like random colors of acrylic yarn, and I busted it out in one night because we were throwing a baby shower for my friend, and I'd gotten her like a regular normal gift, but I really wanted to crochet something for a baby. So the night before, I got a bunch of acrylic yarn and I knitted it so fast. I went crazy. It's one of my best friends and it was her first baby. So I was like, oh, I need to make something good. This pattern is so cute. I didn't follow it like 100% with the color changes and the size of the stripes. I think I just kind of went off vibes and like did what I wanted. But I took like the basic idea and made the cocoon. Is not sleep safe, so you can't like let your baby sleep in it unattended. And she says that in the pattern, like very responsible of her. She says not to let your baby sleep in it, but it's mostly for like being cute in pictures. So I made this cocoon first, and I wasn't sure if there'd be time for the hat, but there was. So then I knitted the hat, and then I crocheted the eyes. In the pattern, you can see in the picture that they're felt eyes and you glue them on, but I just crocheted like a magic ring and then went around it in the contrast color, and then I sewed it onto the hat. Just, that was more like what I wanted to do, but it'd probably be easier to do the felt eyes if you don't already know how to crochet. Magic ring is hard to learn, I feel. You know, even after crocheting for many years, I still have to like look up how to do the magic ring, but I think it turned out so cute. I think my friend really liked it. I don't know if she ever had her baby wear it, but it's fine. She seemed excited to receive it, and it's something cute that they can have as she grows up. But yeah, that's my Hungry Caterpillar. I thought it was so cute. What would have been cuter is if I had gifted it with the book. I think that would have been very cute. You know, if I ever do it again for somebody, I'll do like the same project, but also gift the book. I think that'd be really nice. And then I also made, for that same baby, Ollie's Bear Lovey by Hannah Graham. And I just made it in like a DK weight acrylic yarn. But I gave the caterpillar present, I gave my friend the caterpillar at the baby shower, and then I saved the lovey for when baby was born. So it was like a gift for baby. And I made it in like this pearly pink color because her name is Pearl. I thought that was really cute. The pattern has like, it's the bear lovey. So it has bear ears, but I felt like Miss Pearl had more like bunny vibes. So I made little bunny ears by making a long tube, closing it off, and then I sewed the base of it together to look like little bunny ears. I really like this pattern, would definitely recommend. And I liked it. I got to learn a new decrease, so that was cool. I learned how to do the meter decrease. And I think I would definitely make it again for other babies, but maybe I would experiment with using like a bigger yarn to make a bigger lovey. I liked the DK weight one because it's like the perfect size for the baby, if it's a baby, like teeny. But I could see myself making it for like a toddler and a bigger size. So I would either have to do some math and make it bigger or just use like a thicker yarn. But either way, love this pattern. If you know a baby, get the pattern. This, you probably recognize it because this is like super basic, but this is the blouse number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I made this in 2 strands of Sandnes Garn Tynn Lena. And I think I used like the white and the off-white color. There is a slight marling. You can't really tell on camera, but in person, it's just like a very slight marling between the off-white and the white. And I think that looks really nice because I didn't want like a stark white, but I also didn't want like a all the way off-white. I wanted in between. And I saw somebody on Ravelry do this exact combo, like those 2 colors, and I thought it looked really cute, so I stole that idea. I really like the fit of this. I think it is really cute, but I can't say I've worn it too much because I finished it when it was like a little too hot to wear it, and then I don't know, it just, Cincinnati fall was so weird. I'm like getting used to it, but I think I'll wear this a lot in the spring. I think that'll be really cute. I don't feel like I need to wear a t-shirt under it when I'm out and about, but again, when I wear it to school, I'll wear something under it. I wouldn't wear a t-shirt, I would wear like a cami or something. I think this looks super funny right now, but I'll include a clip where it looks better. I really like these sleeves. I thought I would find them annoying, but I actually think they're super cute. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I never blocked this. I'll block it before I end up wearing it this spring, but it still has like, or did I block it? I don't know. Maybe I did, because I remember there was like a line going down it. Is it there? Oh yeah, I don't think I blocked this because it's got this line going down from where I did magic loop. And I think that'll go away once I block it, but I think it'll also, the sleeves will get slightly longer, but if they stay here, I don't even mind because I think they're like good for being able to like, one of my pet peeves is when I go to wash my hands and my sweater paws like get in the way. So this I think is good for that. It's just good for doing things with my hands. I would recommend, it's really cute and easy. And there is something so satisfying about finishing your piece with just a regular old bind off, not needing to do I-cord or ribbing or an Italian bind off, like you just do regular bind off and be done. That's nice. Then I made 2 bandanas because I had some leftover Lena, like Sandnes Garn, like Lena, like the worsted weight, and I didn't know what to do with it. This is the leftovers from my Tolsta Tee that I made, and then this is the leftovers from a tank that I made the year before. I think I made this one first, but it is just like a very cute little lace bandana by Bash Harry. It is called the Ceri Bandana. These are really cute, really light, so it's not heavy and hot. They're very drapey, and they feel really good. I was really proud of myself because I'd never successfully finished a lace project, and I think the lace on this looks really good. Like, I don't see any mistakes. The first one, I think this one, the first one I made reading the instructions, it was like knit 3 yarn, like explaining how to make the lace. And then the second one, those are not the real numbers. I don't remember what it was. But the second one, I used the chart. And look, no mistakes here either. You can see the lace really well if I hold it against my shirt. But I think it's really cute. I wore these to school a few times. I wore them a lot this summer just to hold my hair back. But I was really proud of the lace. I had never really done that. I was kind of scared of lace. And it turned out pretty well. And the I-cord, I have to admit, was fun. Like, this was like weirdly satisfying to me. I really liked just making the I-cord tie. I thought I'd hate it, but it was really nice because I was watching Gilmore Girls obsessively this summer. And I remember making these ties while I just sat and watched Gilmore Girls. So that was kind of awesome. This is the part of the video that I don't want to do. I don't want to put on this one. Oh, it's so itchy. Okay, so, so itchy. Like, immediately. This is my Maggie Cardigan by Petite Knit. I have this yarn, or I have had this yarn for a long time. When the knitting store closed that was near me, it was literally less than a mile from my house. It was so nice. And I'd walk to it in this beautiful part of town. But it closed, and I went and I found this yarn, and it felt, just pieces of it are so itchy. But I found this beautiful yellow, like golden yellow yarn. It was silk and alpaca and linen. And it felt so nice in my hands. And I was talking to the store owner and she's like, oh, I love that yarn. It's so soft. And I'm like, yes, it's so soft. And I'm touching it and I'm like, I can't wait to make something so nice out of this. And I was like knitting. And I'd never used alpaca before. And the only linen I'd used was the cotton linen blend from Sandnes Garn. So I was like, this sounds great. And silk sounds super soft. So I took it home and I tried to make the adult Playdate Tee out of it, and it was so itchy. And I just knew I'd never be able to wear it on my skin. Like, I can't let it touch my back. My upper back is the like itchiest part of my body. Like, even regular t-shirts make me itch. So I had to unravel it. And I waited, and I only had 3 skeins, so I'm looking on the internet trying to figure out what pattern I could make with 3 skeins, and I found the Maggie cardigan, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, because it's a cardigan, goes over a t-shirt. I didn't think about how if I do these like almost to the elbow length sleeves, it's gonna be touching my arm, because I don't have any t-shirts that go to like right here. And if I have one that goes to my elbow, it's probably gonna poke out underneath the cardigan, which I don't feel like is the look. If I had a long sleeve cardigan, I probably could have a long sleeve t-shirt underneath it. But I didn't think I had enough. I might have, or it would have been really close. This is what I got. It's so itchy, it makes me feel crazy. Like, especially right here on my bicep, like down to my elbow, I'm so itchy. I don't really feel it through the t-shirt. It's mostly just right there. To be fair though, it's getting better as time goes on of me wearing it. Like when I first put it on, it was pretty crazy. I don't think I could handle this though for a long period of time. Like, I'd have to take it off. I really like the way it looks. Like, I think it is really pretty. And I like this color. And in real life, like, you can see like a slight bit of like marling, and it looks really like smooth. It's got a little bit of a halo on it, but it's got all these pieces of, I don't know if you can see that. I think this is linen, like a piece of linen. and it's like they scratch me. And then I think I'm sensitive to alpaca. I'm not certain. I think I need to try more alpaca, but I don't want to buy more alpaca to try it. I don't know. I haven't sewed on buttons either because it's itchy and I'm mad at it. It's been in timeout since I finished it. But I think for buttons, I would want like a button that's like a similar color, or like a pearly white button I think would be pretty. But I haven't looked for buttons very hard because I'm mad at this cardigan. But I think it would be nice if I could get over the itch. But some people in my last podcast episode where I was talking about it gave me suggestions for things to try to like take away the itch. And so I think I'm gonna try those soon. Like once I'm not as mad at this, I'll pull it out and try some of those solutions. And I'll let you know if any of them work. If you've ever gotten like the itch out of something and you want to tell me in the comments, I would really appreciate hearing it because I want to wear it so bad, but it's itchy, itchy, itchy. I even made Robbie try it on. And if you know Robbie, he's huge. And so he's like stretching it out, but I didn't really care because whatever, I'm not super attached to it. And he said it wasn't itchy at all. And he tried it on bare skin and I'm like, you're crazy. I guess he's just not sensitive like I am, but I am very sensitive. Oh, I forgot to tell you, because I like this pattern so much though, I am knitting another one in a just wool yarn. I'm using Scout. If you're familiar, Kelborn Wool and Scout, in this red like cranberry color. It's so pretty and I'm really excited because it does not feel as itchy to me. And I think I'll get like a lot more wear out of it. Then I made some socks for Robbie. He requested like a shorter sock. So I didn't make them very long and I didn't use like a pattern for these. I just, at this point I know how to make socks. So I just used an online sock calculator though for his size because he is very tall and he has size 14 feet. He's really skinny. So I originally just made socks for size 14 feet and they were crazy big on his ankles because he's skinny. And so I thought about, you know, making like a smaller size and then increasing for the foot, but he also has pretty narrow feet. So I ended up trying, I think, 3 different times. So the first one was a size 14 and then I made, I think like a size 12. It was still too big. So I went down to an 11 and that ended up fitting really well. So this is like size 11. And then at the foot, I just made it the right length for his foot. So I went until like you got to the tip of his pinky toe and then I decreased. They look kind of silly like this. They just don't look like a typical knitted sock, but I think they fit really well. I think they're comfortable for him. He wears them around like the house a lot, but he hasn't worn them out and about. I think he might have one time actually. It was really cold recently. I think he did wear them out. He hasn't worn them a ton just because he's afraid of getting holes in them. And I'm not mad about it because that makes sense to me because he does get holes in every pair of socks. It's like almost like witchcraft. I don't really know how he's doing it, but he has holes in all of his socks. So he's just afraid of doing that in these. I told him not to worry about it because I can fix it and I'd rather him just get enjoyment out of them, but I think he just likes having them, which is fine. I think next year I'll make him, I don't know, I thought about making him a sweater, but I don't know if he'd get a lot of use out of a sweater either because he works in scrubs every day. And then when he gets home, he puts on workout clothes and goes to the gym, or he just puts on workout clothes because that's what he likes to live in. Like he doesn't really wear sweaters. Like for me, I wear sweaters for work all the time and I wear them at home. I wear them all around. So it makes sense for me to have sweaters. I don't know, but I think it'd be really cute if I made him a sweater, or I could just make him a hat. I know he'd get use out of a hat because it gets really cold here. I don't know. I like to make him things because I love him and I want to give him things, but yeah, he's just a simple guy. He likes to wear his workout clothes and he wears his scrubs to work. I'm going out of order now so I can finish with like a really good project, like one of my favorites. So I'm gonna jump ahead to when I finished this muscle bra hat. I made this out of a yarn I got at the Kentucky Wool Festival. The farm was called Hill Heritage Farm and the like company was Shayday Fiber Arts, and this didn't have a color. It is just, all I know is that it is superwash merino and then the flecks are like a Donegal. They're like little bits of Donegal. And I made the muscle bra hat. Here it is in tube form. I really love the little bits of color. I think they are so cute. I was nervous about the cast on because based on what I'd seen on the internet, I thought it was going to be like a huge pain, but it was not as bad as I had made it out to be in my brain. And then the gauge I used was like a 9 stitch per inch gauge. That's the really nice thing about this pattern. If you haven't done it before, you can use any yarn you want and start, and then once you have enough to measure like this much, you'll just measure what you have and it'll tell you what to do. So I really appreciate that. would totally do it again. It was a great hat pattern. And I love the double layer hat for warmth because I can use like a really pretty sock yarn and not have like a super thin hat. Like this is warm enough to wear. I don't want to put it on and mess up my hair, but I wore it to school for car duty because I do car duty every day in the morning and in the afternoon. And it has been very cold recently, like very cold. So this has been really nice over my ears, nice and warm. Last thing, I did not block this yet because I have needed to wear it. So when it gets like warm enough, I'll probably block it and it'll gain a little bit of length, but it really is fine at this point. Like it's a good length. I wouldn't mind though if it got a little longer because it'd be nice to not have to worry about exactly how the brim is folded. Right now I have to fold it in a very particular way to get it to cover my ears. But if it was a little longer, I think I wouldn't have to worry so much and I could just fold it and be nice and warm. But I really like the way this looks. I love these little flecks. I think they're so cute. And then to go with that, I needed a scarf to keep my face warm because there was a time where it was so cold. It felt like 0. It was so cold. There was one day where it felt like -10, but I didn't end up having to go to school that day. My face has just been so cold and the wind is crazy. And I don't really feel like there's anything I can cover my face with because I could wear a ski mask, but I feel like that would look scary. So I was like, well, let me make a wool scarf that's nice and wide. So I made this. Went to Michael's one day when it was just so cold and I was desperate. And I got 2 balls of the, what was it? Patton's Classic Wool, the worsted weight, and the color was gray mix. There's only 2. These are the 2 balls they had, and I used all of it. It would have been nice if I had gotten a 3rd ball. I think that would have just, I would like the length better, but this is still good. Here, I'll show you. It is not enough to really go around twice like I can if I'm very careful and I don't let it move, but then I can cover my face. This is the move for car duty because it is so cold. And it's not like itchy on my face either. I can really, it feels a little scratchy, but it doesn't feel bad, especially when you're cold. I feel like when you're cold, everything is way less itchy. And it has been really great at just keeping my face a lot warmer. I mostly made this for utility. I'm not really super worried about the way it looks, but I could see myself in the future making like a really cute scarf. This took longer than I thought it would though, because it's so long and it was pretty boring. So it was nice to get to like, I took it to some like social activities where I could talk to people while I make this. This is just like a plain scarf, but it's still, it does its job. And I like this gray color, especially with the new coat I got for Christmas from Robbie. He got me like a really cute like maroon, nice and warm coat, mostly for car duty. And I think this is gonna go with it really nice. This is my probably best knit of the year. So I saved it for last, even though I finished it, I think I finished it in like October, but I'm very proud of this. This is my Sirena Sweater by Cookie the Knitter. This is like my best knit of the year. I feel so good in it. It looks so good. It's so cozy. It is just like the perfect cabled sweater. I feel like this is just like an iconic cable design, but I made it in the Knit Picks Simply Wool. That's like their undyed, untreated wool. And the color was Wanda, but I'm pretty sure the colors come from them just like sorting the pieces into the right like category. So you can get them in like a brown, you can get it like a natural brown color, gray, and there are some like marled ones, but I really like this one. It's like a perfect off-white. I didn't want like a bleached white. This one I think is like a nice color for me. I like it. I do feel like it looks funny in here because of my white bedding and the white doors, but without that stuff behind me, I think it looks really nice. This was so fun to knit. I did it mostly over the summer. I think I started in July, but it was really nice to do during my summer break. I really liked doing this pattern because it was a little bit harder than the last cable pattern I made. I made the book club cardigan last year, and because it was flat, I didn't really have to do any like cabling on the wrong side, or there wasn't a lot of like short rows. It wasn't very hard. This one was definitely harder. Not crazy hard, but I did have to cable on the wrong side. I had to cable while doing short rows, but I was really proud of that. And I feel like I grew a lot making this one. Speaking of growing, I made a video on TikTok and Instagram where you can see like the blocking transformation, and before I blocked it, it was, you know, like tighter on my body, and I didn't love the fit, but I loved how squishy the cables were. Like, oh, I almost didn't want to block it because it felt so good. But after blocking, this looks so nice. I feel like this is the perfect sweater because you can dress it up to look really fancy, or you can dress it down. And I know that's true of pretty much anything, but this, I wore it with like black slacks and nice little black shoes. We went to see Hamilton and I felt very fancy, but I also wore it at Christmas time, just lounging around. Like I wore this and then some like casual pants, and I just felt really cozy. I just think this is perfect. The sleeves are a bit long, so I've been rolling them, but I think that really adds to the like coziness factor. This is the perfect sweater. If you're looking for a similar pattern to this, I would highly recommend this one. I think it is so good. The only thing, I think I talked about this and I made a project vlog for this. I think I talked about, it was a little bit confusing sometimes in the pattern. I think it wasn't worded the best it could be, but I figured it out. And if I can figure it out, you can figure it out, because I am not a cable knitting expert. I just think it turned out so cute, and I think this was like the perfect way to finish off my knitting year. I feel like I grew a lot this year with my knitting, but also like personally, like I went through a lot of changes and I feel really good about where our life is right now. I would love to know if you had a favorite of my makes for this year. Which one was your favorite? But I also want to know what your favorite thing that you made this year was, or something you learned, something you grew in. I just feel like this was a good year, and I'm glad we got to wrap it up talking about our knits. If you want to see more frequent updates from me, because I'm not great at posting on YouTube, you can find me on Instagram at Rachel Makes Things 4, or on TikTok at Fragrance Rachel, because like I said, I also talk about perfume over there. So if you're not interested in that, please don't feel like you have to follow me, but it's there. Thank you so much for watching. It has been really fun getting to connect with you guys this year, and I really hope that next year I am better about posting. I really think I can do it. I just need to like lock in, and I would really love to continue doing this next year and being on here more frequently. But I hope you guys had a great 2025 and that you have an even better 2026.